Hi. Is Harvard University going bisexual, or is the world going bisexual? That's what I'll be talking about today in this video, sponsored by my latest MMF Bisexual Romance, Rules for Spanking. But more about that at the end of the video. Right now, let's talk about a survey that was done at Harvard University with their incoming freshman class that found out that 7.9% of their incoming freshman class identifies as bisexual. And this fact got a lot of press recently, with a lot of articles saying that, hey, Harvard University has 400 times the number of bisexuals as a general population. Okay, let's take a look at that. First of all, that's not true. Those are very old numbers they're basing it off of. Like, you know, hey, gay and lesbian, the number of gay and lesbians in high school and college in the general population has been steady for a number of years now, but the number of bisexuals have been going up dramatically year over year. So when you look at a number like 1.8, which was the general accepted number about 5-7 years ago, then you can make some large exploded numbers like 400% increase. But that's no longer accurate. That number is actually double. So the number of bisexuals in the general population is now about 3.8, according to the latest study on the topic, which was done by the CDC and released in 2016. Okay, so let's look at that number. That still says that the number of bisexuals at Harvard University is double that of the general population, which is interesting. So what does that mean? So in trying to determine what that meant, I decided to compare those numbers to other numbers. Luckily, the CDC also did a study in 2016 on the number of bisexuals in high school. And if we look at the 2016 study and compared it to the 2016 numbers for Harvard University, we'll see that in high school in America, in that 2016 survey from the CDC, it said that 6.1% of all high school students identifies bisexual, which is an incredible number. But if we look at the Harvard survey from 2016, it says that 5.7% of their incoming freshman class identifies bisexual. So it looks like the Harvard survey from 2016 supports the CDC study from 2016, and the CDC study supports the Harvard numbers. So what does that possibly mean? Well, that means that if you can trust the Harvard numbers as a reflection of the general population, it means that within the last year, the number of high school students who identify as bisexual has gone up by 39%. That's what that would mean. But the question is, well, can we break those numbers down even more? And luckily, Harvard gave us the number of males versus females who identify as bisexual, so we can. So let's look at that 7.9 number a little closer. What exactly is that proportionally speaking? Well, if we break that down to male and females, what it's saying is that 9.1% of the incoming freshman class, females of the incoming freshman class, identify as bisexual. If we look at that at the high school students in America, females who identify as bisexual, we'll find that whereas it's 9.1 in Harvard, it's actually 9.8 in the general high school population in America. So again, the Harvard number confirms the high school numbers, and the CDC numbers, and CDC numbers confirm the university numbers. Now, where the change comes, though, is with the number of males who identify as bisexual at Harvard University, because that number is approximately 6.4% of all males at Harvard University's freshman class identify as bisexual, whereas in high school, only 2.4, I say only, but 2.4% of males in high school identify as bisexual. Now let's keep that 2.4 number in mind in proper perspective. Only 2% identify as gay of the males in high school. 2.4 identify as bisexual. So 2.4 is still more than the number of gay males in high school. But how is it there's not 2.4 males who identify as bisexual in high school, and then 6.4 at Harvard University? What could be causing this? And honestly, I don't know. I mean, it could be that when you go from high school to college, like you feel like they're much more closed-minded people in high school. So you might make this, or people are making the decision that once they're going to university, they're going to come out as bisexual. I mean, that does make sense. colleges, universities tend to be a little bit more open, so a person who is non-standard in terms of their sexuality could feel more comfortable coming out. I mean, that could be it. It could be that simply, with more bisexuals coming out in the public, more male bisexuals, Aaron Carter, a rapper or two, with more people coming out, more males are being willing to identify as bisexual. It also could be that male bisexuals are more likely to go to university than non-male bisexuals. I mean, it could be that too. The thing is, I don't know. So in trying to answer this question, I decided to look to see whether Harvard was the only one releasing these numbers, or if there were other universities who are releasing survey numbers on their freshman class. And I did find 2 other universities who released their numbers. One being Yale University, who does a study of the freshman class as well, and Brown University, who had released a study of their entire campus. So the Yale University study, looking at their incoming class, didn't say that 7.9% of their incoming class is bisexual. It said that 9% of their incoming class was bisexual. And whereas Harvard saw a 39% year-over-year increase in the number of bisexuals, Yale University saw an 80% increase on the year-over-year in the number of people identified as bisexual. That's incredible. And again, the only other university who mentions any sort of numbers like this is Brown University. And they didn't take a look at the number of incoming freshmen. They took a look at the entire campus. And according to that survey, the 2016 spring survey for Brown University, 7.9% of their entire student body identifies as bisexual. Okay, so what does all these numbers mean? I think there are a couple of things that we can take from these numbers for sure. Number one, there are people out in the world who still believe that bisexuals don't exist. Man, are they just wrong. Not only in the general population do bisexuals outnumber gay and lesbians 2-1, and in high school they outnumber them 3-1, but it seems that in universities, bisexuals significantly outnumber gay and lesbians. And on top of that, there seems to be a very large increase from last year's numbers to this year's numbers. So you can just take that whole idea that bisexuals don't exist off the table. That's just now crazy talk. That's just crazy talk for anyone who believes that. So that's one thing. Second thing is that, well, that on all levels, bisexuals outnumber gay and lesbians. Just every level. So we can say that. We can also say that it seems that the world is going bisexual. Now, I know that the number of people identifying as bisexual in the United States is different from that in Canada and England and Australia and everywhere else. But I think we can all safely say that America is kind of the leader in this whole bisexual movement. And I'm proud to say that because I am now an American living in America. But I think this is true if you look at all the surveys and look at all the studies done. So looking at America as kind of the bellwether of how the rest of the world is going to go, I think it's clear to say that the future is bisexual, because the number of people identify in high school are larger than the number of people who identify in the general population, and which means that the younger you are, the more comfortable you're going to be with the term bisexual. And in 10 years, where the people who are entering the freshman class now are in the general population, and the people who are freshmen in college or freshmen in high school are entering the general population, man, those numbers are going to be big. So congratulations, my bisexual friend. You are no longer a part of some small minority that's kind of hidden in the background. You are a part of the future. I hope you like that, and I hope you like that part of the video. Now I'm going to talk about what I'm proud to say is my latest MMF bisexual romance, Rules for Spanking. And if you'd like to go to Amazon, you can check it out right now and check out some of the reviews, which have been stellar and spectacular. It seems like I say that with every book, but I'm proud to say that maybe I'm just getting better at writing this stuff. But the reviews for this book have just been phenomenal. So if you'd like to support the channel, you can go and you can pick up Rules for Spanking today at Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Google, and Kobo. and it'll only be available outside of Amazon for 1 more week, and then starting next week, it'll disappear everywhere else and be exclusive with Amazon, in which case you can get it with the Kindle program, and when you do, you'll be able to get 17 other books with it. But if you need to get on iTunes or on Barnes & Noble, now is the time. That's one way of supporting the channel. If you'd like me to continue making these videos and be able to make these videos, you can also support the channel by checking out my t-shirts on Amazon. I'm proud to say that this is the most popular bisexual t-shirt on Amazon right now, and you can check that out, the link below. Support the channel, get a t-shirt, cool t-shirt, but I have more than this t-shirt. I have 24 others you can choose from, so please go and check that out. Or you can give this video a thumbs up and like it, and you can subscribe. I do many videos on the bisexual topic, and I try to do them every Sunday. But if you want to know for sure when a new video comes out, you can click on the subscribe button and the bell, and by doing that, you'll be letting Amazon know that you'd like to know when a new video comes out. Till the next video, stay cooler, my bisexual friend. Stay cooler, and check out Rules for Spanking. Bye.